Hello, I'm J. Donald Walters. I'm going to be talking about how to actualize your ideas. And what I have to say is going to be based on the experiences of a lifetime. I seem many times in my life to have been sort of slightly beyond the pale of everybody's faith in what could be accomplished. I've had to do new things and break new territories and have had to listen to a lot of people in my life telling me it can't be done, it won't succeed, uh, even you're crazy. And yet somehow I should say, they have managed to break through those barriers of past failures by other people and to work their way to success and sometimes even great success, like starting a community, which people told me couldn't be done. Everybody's tried, they've always failed. And I believe that it could be done. I spent many years thinking about it, planning it, studying it. It's not as if I went in with my eyes closed. But nevertheless, now this community is one of the best known in the world. And it has been very successful after more than 22 years of growth and progress. So what I have to say is going to be based on things that I've found out for myself, not that I've read in books. And I think for that reason, they will be worth sharing with you. And I'm going to be talking to you directly, as if it was just you and I, rather than talking to a large audience, so that my ideas can sink into your mind the more deeply, and hopefully they will give you the confidence to fulfill your dreams in ways that perhaps you've till now been a little hesitant to attempt. One of the things that are very important in actualizing one's ideas is, first of all, to be very clear as to what those ideas are. I've seen again and again in people's lives that their inability to succeed, their inability to accomplish, to actualize their ideas, is that they don't have a very clear picture of what it is they really want. Now, I'm not talking of the goal, I'm talking of the specific direction, the sort of the overall plan, but it's got to be crystal clear. You have to know what you want and not just sort of vaguely think, well, I'd kind of like to start a school maybe, or, well, I'd like to start a business. Why? Well, I want to earn money. Well, why do you want to earn money? Well, because I like to take long vacations. You see, those are vague ideas, and they're not focused, they're not oriented toward a specific action that will actualize their ideas. If you want to start, for example, a school, what kind of school? Is it something you believe in? And why do you believe in it? It's not so much a question of whom you want to help. We can always hope that people who don't expect to want it will find it so attractive that they'll end up wanting it. It's more a question of knowing what you want, what you hope to bring out. If it's a school, well, is it a school for different age groups, specific age groups? Do you have an idea to initiate some new kind of educational system, or is it just going to be a general school, in which case you might ask the question, well, why one more? Well, there may be an answer to that question, but you need to ask yourself a lot of clear, solid questions as to what you're trying to do, what you'd like to accomplish, what it all means. Running a business to earn money, that's not a good enough reason. You have to know what kind of business, why you're particularly qualified, why it's meaningful to you, whom you hope to reach, or how you hope to reach people with it. Above all, the ideas should not be self-serving. Anybody who's self-serving, his energy is inward, it's shrinking, it's directed inward toward his center. Whereas to actualize your ideas, to bring into manifestation your dreams, you need to have an expansive flow of energy. So don't think in terms of what you're going to get out of it. Nobody really succeeds with that thought. People who are really successful don't think in terms of success even. What to speak of money? People who really succeed almost invariably say that money was not even a consideration, or it was a secondary consideration. It was the job that needed doing. And whether you succeed or fail, I know many people predicted failure for me and my attempts to start this intentional village. And I was always sort of surprised because it just didn't matter to me if I failed. Of course I'd like to succeed, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was that it was something I had to do. It had to be done, and I had to give it my very best shot. And if I didn't succeed after that, well, I had tried. But success or failure, that was something down the road. The immediate thing was doing my best to make it happen. I think that's how things always have worked well for people. The expansive attitude that comes when you're thinking in terms of what good you can do, why this business. Think if you can think of something that will touch your sense of altruism, that will touch your sense of helping people, that will make it a really worthwhile in a large way rather than making possible trips to Bali and Bangkok, then you will have a solid basis from which to build, and you'll have a motivation that will enable you to keep putting out that kind of energy that will be needed before you're through in order to overcome the inevitable obstacles. So a clear idea, and the next thing is the courage to put that idea into practice, to bring it into manifestation. That does take courage. If it's a new idea, certainly it'll take courage, because everybody will be telling you that it won't work. People are always wise on the basis of what other people have done, but not often are they wise on the basis of what might still be done. Only a few people are creative enough to see possibilities. Most are capable of recognizing actualities, facts, history. And so, what you need to do is have the courage to believe in what you believe in, and stand behind those beliefs, and put your life on the line if necessary. If you do that, then you'll be able to actualize great ideas. You can also actualize small ideas without that much courage, but why not reach for the moon as long as you're reaching? Why not talk about actualizing great ideas? So, have the courage to stand up, not stand up to people's opinions, you waste a lot of energy doing that, but stand up before their opinions, that is to say, no matter what they're saying, just keep going. Just quietly keep going toward your goal, knowing this is what you want. If they want to talk about it, fine. Listen to any good suggestions they might have, but just keep going, and you'll find that's a part of it. The other part is the courage to overcome the doubting voices in yourself. And I suspect that anybody who has much intelligence is going to have self-doubt, because there are plenty of reasons for it in anybody, any great undertaking. There certainly are reasons why people would say it's not likely to work if it's a new thing. There are certainly reasons why there are all sorts of possibilities why it might fail. And so to be blind to those is foolish. You have to recognize the possibilities of failure. You have to recognize the dangers and difficulties, and then come up with enough energy to overcome them. And that too takes courage. To be able to march on in spite of your own doubts on the subject, to be able to march on in spite of the discouragement of setbacks, to be able to march on in spite of occasional disasters, which are probably going to come. That's the nature of life anyway. And not to think that each time some little tiny thing goes wrong, it's a sign that you weren't meant to do it. This is what I've often heard from people who probably will always remain losers. You have to realize that nothing worthwhile is accomplished without difficulty. So have clarity in your ideas, clarity of vision, what you want to do, why you want to do it, how you hope to help people, all of these things, and then the courage to stick by that until those ideas are fulfilled. When I first thought of starting an intentional community, I was 15 years old. And I kept that idea until I was able to actually do it when I was in my 40s. That's a long time to hold an idea. But if you believe in something, then it may need taking a long time. Hang in there with the courage to do so until the time comes, the opportunity comes, when you can actualize it.